lovely people, Nina here. So this week I thought I would go through all the books that I want to read in December, and I have kind of a stack because I have a reading goal to get through. My goal is to read 75 books and I'm at 60, I believe. So I have a few books to still read and get through, and I also have quite a few books that I've started but haven't quite finished. And so my goal is to finish my reading list for the new year, and then also finish the books that I have partially read and have like picked up and then put back down for whatever reason, to get through like a good chunk of those. If you follow me on StoryGraph, right now it says like my current reading is like 10 books. So it's a bit of a chunk that I've started and then haven't quite finished. So the ones, I'll just start with the chunk that I have started and am finishing. There's still a few. We'll see how much time I have, but I'm starting there and then go through it. The first one I have is Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. I started this during Banned Book Week, and I actually really loved this book, and I'm like halfway through probably. I just put it down because I was reading, I think, another book for a different video that I'd made or something, and so I just paused it temporarily, but I want to finish reading this because I actually am really enjoying it and I really do like this book. So Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. This one I started around October, like Halloween time, and again I don't remember why I put it down, and then I picked it back up. Oh, because I started reading it and then I saw that there was an audiobook for it available at my library, and so I waited for the audiobook to come out and then picked it back up, and so I got it after October, which is fine. But this is Deadly Education, which was a little bit hard for me to get into at first because I'm not a huge fantasy reader. It's not my favorite genre. I'm borrowing this from my younger sister. It's not my favorite genre, but it sounded interesting, and it's a little bit tricky to get into, but I'm following it so far. So Deadly Education is one that I'm reading, and I've started, and I'm like, yay through. I've started it, we're working through it. The next one, this one is higher on my to finish list because I have this audiobook at the library and it expires in like 8 days, so I need to get reading it. This is Inciting Joy by Ross Gay. I love Ross Gay and I love everything that he writes, and I've started this, and let me just say, the first like chapter I was already crying because he talks about his dad and his dad getting sick and memories of his dad, and it made me cry. So not so joyful to start off, but I really love his writing. I've read his Book of Delights, I've read his Book of More Delights, and now I'm reading Inciting Joy. So that's this one. This will probably be my first to finish. My next that I've started is Kiri, which is a book of poetry, and this was by Ellen Bryant Boyd, I think is how you say it. A little book of poetry. Yes. And this is also a borrowed book from my younger sister. And it's good so far. Again, it's sad, but it's good. The next one that I have, I feel like because it's December and I should have a Christmassy read. This one I got last year and I started it, and then I didn't quite get around to finishing it. I don't remember why. I don't have like many Christmas books this year that I've been reading, but I haven't really felt like reading Christmas books. Besides this one, And this is J.R.R. Tolkien's Letters from Father Christmas, and it's letters from his kids, I think. Letters he wrote to his kids from Father Christmas. And they're really cool. And it's not a very long book. I just didn't have time. I ran out of time last year to finish it. Oh, there's cards in here. I ran out of time last year to finish it, but it looks like this. And so it has like the letter on one side and then the description on the next. I'll show you a few of the pages. The book itself is really cool, and my mom bought this for me, and I really like it. So yeah, this probably won't take too long to finish, but I just think it's really pretty, and I love this. So this is the only Christmassy book I have. The next set of books, I have a whole stack. I'm not going to read all of these, but I was brought, when I said I have like 15-ish books to read to finish my TBR goal, my younger sister was like, oh, I'll bring you some poetry that I know you haven't read yet. I love poetry. I love reading poetry. And poetry isn't super long, so I figured it would be a way to still read poetry, but then read a little bit of a shorter read. And so she brought me a literal stack of poetry books. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they're like a whole bunch that I'm borrowing. I'm borrowing these from her, and yeah, I don't even remember what amongst them are, but she went through like there's conflict resolution for holy beginnings, poems by Joy Harjo. There's beautiful imagination, Cornelius Eddy, a little set of poems. Yeah, there's like a whole set that she has let me borrow, because I love poetry and I love to read poetry, but it's also really expensive. So I don't own a whole bunch of it. And she is kindly letting me borrow some of hers to read. So I'm very excited about that. And then the last one that I have that I want to start is Palestine. My goal is to finish this. I don't know how far I'll get. This is the graphic novel by Joe Sacco. I've talked about this before, but I said that this is one that I want to read this year and I feel like it's an important read, especially with everything that's happening in Palestine right now, and it's just horrendous, and they're essentially freezing to death in flooding tents and rainwater because they're not letting enough aid through, and they're not letting homes to be rebuilt, and it's horrible, and these are children and families and human beings, and the conditions that they're living in are just inhumane. And so I feel like I should be reading about it and continue to read about it and talking about it. So Palestine by Joe Sacco is on my list. So those are the books that I plan to read for December. Let me know down below what you think. Is this a good selection? I still have like kind of a long list of books that I've started and haven't quite finished. Amongst them. And then Palestine. So we'll see how far along I get. My goal is 75 books. I'll let you know by January if I get there. So yeah, that is it for this week's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you have been reading, if you have read anything good, if you have any recommendations. I love book recommendations, so leave those in the comments below. If you would like, you can subscribe. I post a new video every single Friday. I love you all, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. As always, free Palestine. Bye!